This is the second video on the AVAX-DEX, which shows how to, this video is going to show how to sell tokens on the AVAX chain. The first video showed how to install the AVAX-DEX Docker containers on an Ubuntu computer. This video, the second video, will continue and show how to sell tokens. So in the first video, I cloned the AVAX-DEX repository, which is where I'm in right now, and I also went into the production scripts folder and ran this create wallet script, and I created these wallets in the root, which created the wallets in these root directories, these two JSON files. And so in order to sell tokens on the AVAX chain, you'll need to, if you open up this wallet file, it'll give you a 24-word mnemonic, which you can use in the Avalanche web wallet and access this wallet that way. It gives you the root address, and you'll need to send a little bit of Avalanche and any tokens you want to sell to that address. In addition, you're also going to need a little bit of Bitcoin Cash and some PSF tokens. This is part of the thing that makes this a bit of a clunky user interface. The reason is that the tokens are going to interact with the pay-to-write database, and if you actually want to see a flow chart of this, this is a summary report that I'm preparing for the Ava Labs for this grant that created this software. It's in the Permissionless Software Foundation GitHub group under a repo called Ava Labs 22 report. And there's a flow chart here. So the selling part is this first part where we're going to put the tokens up for sale, and in order to do that we have to write some data to the pay-to-write database. And the pay-to-write database currently costs Bitcoin Cash and or it costs PSF tokens to write to, and you have to have a little Bitcoin Cash to have that. So a really easy way to get Bitcoin Cash is through a typical exchange, same way you'd get Avalanche. And then I'll show you in a minute how to get a PSF token, but there is this wallet BCH JSON file, and there is also a 12-word mnemonic and a Bitcoin Cash address and a simple ledger address in order to send these things to. So one great wallet to use is wallet.fullstack.cash. And a way for a Bitcoin Cash wallet that can handle tokens. And you can get PSF tokens by going to psfoundation.cash. And if you scroll to the bottom, it'll give you a link to our Telegram channel where you can go and get help. So if you're brand new to Bitcoin Cash and you just need to get through this step as easily as possible, here's what I recommend. Go to psfoundation.cash, click on the menu and go to the video section, which I've pulled up here, and under beginner videos, it'll show you how to work with wallet.fullstack.cash, which is this app right here. And it'll show you how to put those 12-word mnemonic in here and bring up and have the same wallet that the AVAX-DEX app is using. And once you have some Bitcoin Cash in that wallet, you only need a few cents. You can scroll down here to buy or sell PSF tokens. And if you send some Bitcoin Cash here, the app will send you some PSF tokens back to your wallet. So that's a great way to get PSF tokens. And if you run into issues and you need help, you can click on this link at the bottom to go to our Telegram channel and ask for help. So with that, I have the user interface pulled up here at localhost 4500. I showed this in the setup video. This is one of the Docker containers it's running as this front-end user interface, and so it runs on port 4500. And currently there's no orders on the market. We're going to put the very first order on the market here. But if I click this drop-down menu, I can go to the AVAX and tokens, and I can see that I've loaded my Avalanche wallet with 0.1 Avalanche, and 10 Trout tokens. And also, if I go to the BCH area, I can see I have 10 cents of Bitcoin Cash. And if I go to BCH tokens, I have 2 PSF tokens. So you have to have the Bitcoin Cash to send the token to pay for the pay to write database. Again, it will hopefully, with additional funding, it's also pointed out in that report that one of the things we hope to do with additional funding is port the pay to write database over to the Avalanche chain and remove this entire step of having to deal with Bitcoin Cash. But for now, this is just what it takes. So now that if I go to the token area, the actual sell process is very simple. I'm also going to show what's going to happen on the command line here. This is the AVAX-DEX running in this window. This is the pay to write database running in this window. These are both running locally on this machine. When I hit sell, I'm just going to sell, say, 1 token for 1 penny. And this text in the spinner here will sort of tell you what's going on, but if you want to look under the hood, there is, you can, in the AVAX-DEX window, you can watch what's going on. And for the sake of brevity, I'm not going to record this. I'll just show what happens when it's completed, but it'll take at least a minute, if not more, to complete as the trade data is written to the pay to write database. Okay, the offer has been created, and if it's successful, you'll get a message that says success and a link here to the pay to write database. If you click on that, this is the entry that was just created on the pay to write database that represents your offer to sell tokens. And you can actually interactively explore the pay to write database if you are curious at explorer.fullstack.cash. So if we go back to this transaction ID, here is a hash. This is, if you know anything about the interplanetary file system, this is a content ID, a CID on the IPFS network. See, MTMY. So there's our order right there on top, and this provides a little better user interface than just the raw JSON if you use the Explorer. But again, you don't need to pay attention to this if that's not of interest to you. That's just for the geeks out there. But it was successful. We were able to list one of our tokens for sale, and when you close that modal, the wallet will refresh. We had 10 Trout tokens before. Oh, well, that's supposed to say 9. But if you go to the offers, you can now see our new token is for sale. And every instance of the AVAX-DEX running on the internet will also be running their own local copy of the pay to write database, and they'll all automatically get this update. So everyone running an instance of this can see your token for sale.